Hi, my name is Jessica Redline. Today is December 5th, 2019. I'm going to be talking about nonverbal communication, the power behind nonverbal communication, why it is used, and how it is effective in communication. So, what is nonverbal communication? It's a method of communicating without using any oral or written words. It's a behavior of elements of speech aside from actual words which transmit meaning. It relies on various nonverbal cues like physical movements, signs, posture, hand gestures, eye movements, eye contact, etc. It is a process of the shared cues between people, for example, between a speaker and the audience. So the two types of nonverbal communication that I chose to discuss was eye contact and body language. So eye contact during communication is key. The importance of eye contact is important because, as stated on theartofcommunicating.com, great speeches are like one-on-one conversations with each audience member. So even if there's a large group of people in the audience, you want them to feel as if you're speaking directly to them, or if you were just in a one-on-one conversation. Eye contact builds a connection and bond with the speaker and the audience. It makes the audience feel like they are important, which they are, because without them there would be no speech to give without an audience. So continuing with eye contact gives immediate feedback. This is helpful for the speaker so that you can see the audience's facial expressions while you're delivering your speech and how they're reacting. So you can take a quick glance out into the crowd and see, are they making eye contact with you? Are they caught up in another, talking with the person next to them? Or do they just seem uninterested? It's recommended that you remain eye contact for as long as you have an audience. So an important tip is to look up every 4 to 5 seconds while you're delivering a speech to keep the audience engaged and interested in what you're saying. And then another good method that I learned when reading about nonverbal communication was to use the Z method when you're doing your eye contact for nonverbal communication. So if you are the speaker and you're looking out into the crowd, if you look out into the audience in the shape of a Z, that usually captures all of the audience, and you cover the entire ground of the audience so that everybody is included and feeling like you're looking at them. Body language in communication. So body language is an unspoken element of communication that can range from facial expressions, posture, gestures, eye movement, touch, and how you utilize the space around you. Body language can be used to be more inviting and give off any nonverbal signals to increase the audience's participation and attention into the speech. According to Yale University, I read an article that was for teachers and how they can improve their nonverbal communication with their classrooms. And they give a great tip to always consider your posture, your body language, and to avoid folding your arms, having your arms across your chest, having your hands in your pockets. So just be mindful of what you're doing physically while you are giving your speech, because chances are if you have uninviting posture and things like that, your audience is going to pay more attention to your body language rather than what you're trying to say in your speech. So why is nonverbal communication important? Nonverbal signals communication can increase trust, clarity. It can add interest to your overall presentation. Even though this communication is not written or spoken, it contains so much meaning and interaction between the speaker and the audience. It also aids in establishing a better perspective of the speaker and the message being given. It strengthens the first impression as a speaker, which ultimately affects the group perception. So it is important because generally when we are watching speeches, at least in my own personal, from my own personal experiences, body language and nonverbal communication did play a really big important role in how I viewed the speech and how much I was interacted with it. So improving nonverbal communication, you want to pay close attention to your audience's unspoken behaviors, like taking a glance at their posture, if they are paying attention, and again, if they're making eye contact with you. So this will improve your ability to communicate nonverbally more effectively. So just taking that glance out to see how your audience is reacting while you're delivering a speech can help you adjust, or if you need to make any adjustments to your speech, it'll give you an idea of what to work on or what you can improve, or how can you make a different shift in your speech to get the audience back in focus and more involved. Keep the reminder in the back of your head when you're communicating to include your audience. This can be done by making eye contact, having a positive and open posture, etc. This will give the speaker and audience a bond and connection and keep everybody in sync. So you want to be inviting and just make it seem like you're talking to a friend or a family member and avoid the awkwardness. A quote that I came across that I liked when learning and reading about nonverbal communication was this one by Peter F. Drucker. It says, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said." And I thought that there was so much truth to that with nonverbal communication. And so that wraps up my presentation for nonverbal communication, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.